Oh, hello. Me again. Just had a thought. A lot of you guys out there probably have no idea what we do here. I've shown you pictures of helicopters, and I've shown you helicopters hovering and doing aerobatics and sitting around doing nothing. But I've not actually explained kind of how they work. So if you know, turn off. It's no point. If you don't know and you're interested, I'll give you a little, and I say a 2-minute kind of update on what we're doing. So we're taking in a point in cases, one of my helicopters, this one here, called it Eagle 4. It's about 1/2 meter high. It runs 750mm long blades. So for the bolt hole to the tip is 750. So it's about a 3 and a bit meter rotor disc. On the back end, 3 blades. And I'll take you quickly through what it is. Canopy. As you can see, there's models like mine, which is just a canopy and a tail boom. That's called a pod and boom. Then, of course, there's put that inside a fuselage and then have something a bit sexier. They're sexier in a couple of reasons. One, you can see it easier in the aerobatics. Secondly, judges tend to like them more. I think it's a case of observation. You know, if you can see it in the aerobatics better, you can control it better, so you can do better maneuvers. Pod and boom is a bit lighter, it's a bit cheaper, but inside that fuselage is mechanics like this. So basically, power-wise, we have a big electric motor. We have a typical 3-phase brushless DC motor, driven by pinion to this gear here, which drives the blades. Drives in one direction, but auto-rotate. There's a one-way bearing in the other direction. So if the motor stops, the rotor can continue to rotate. Coupled to that, to the shaft that's being driven by that gear, is another gear, which goes through a little gearbox at the back there, up to a belt drive. And that belt drive goes down the boom, pops out at the end, and drives the tail system. Okay, so it's one motor controls both the main rotor and the tail rotor. If the main motor stops, the main rotor can freewheel, auto-rotate, but if that moves, it also moves the tail, because that system's coupled. So in auto-rotation, we can use the tail rotor to steer the model down. And if you saw that previous... sorry, someone's flying in the sky weirdly. The previous Bruce TV, the last maneuver we do is a auto-rotation. So we cut the motor, but we do it while traveling downwind. So the model, using my hand, model flies downwind, we cut the motor, and then we do a 180-degree turn as we descend into a circle. So we need that driven system in the back to guide the model when there's no motor. This thing's a swash plate, just like the full size. We have a 3-point system, so it's 120 degrees around the swash plate. There's a servo. So 3 servos directly linked to a swash plate. And that allows us to move the swash plate in any kind of orientation and lift it and drop it. So the lifting and dropping gives us pitch to the blades, and the cyclic control system allows each blade to increase or decrease pitch to give us controllability in the air. We can kind of vector the air this thing generates for the precision hovering and the aerobatics. So there's those 3 servos. There's also a 4th servo, and this is drives the tail. And the tail system is basically just a pitch change system. So all 3 just change pitch to give thrust in either direction. All this stuff is kind of governed by this fella, which is a sort of 3-axis gyro. And that controls these servos based on an algorithm to add stability to the system. And down here, there's our speed controller. This one's 130 amp at 50 volts to control the motor. And then some batteries, 5 amp hour, 22 volt batteries each one, as a power system. That gives me about 8 minutes flight time. Everything's wrapped in carbon fibre to make it as light as possible. And that's basically a model helicopter. These are the aerial. The receiver is this fella with two little aerials. It's on 2.4 gigahertz like your mobile phone is, or Bluetooth. But because of that, we have no frequency allocation. We just turn things on and fly, and it all just magically synchronizes. One other little thing I've got here is a battery power meter. So I can sense the battery voltage and transmit that back to my transmitter, so I can actually see the current voltage. And I can set an alarm, so if the battery voltage goes too low, my transmitter will beep, telling me to land before the motor dies. Yeah, and basically all the models here are all based on that same principle. If you delve into any manufacturers, there's about 6 different manufacturers around here. Each one has a rotor head, each one has a swash plate, each one uses 3 servos. It's kind of the Japanese or the Germans or whatever, it's all the same. Rotor head's interesting because they use different concepts. This one here, I believe, just has dampening rubbers either side of a spindle, and the spindle can float. Other systems have a pin going. Actually, I think there is a pin through this one, so the spindle can only rock. And the blades have a bolt through the top, so they can, in flight, they can lag or lead to stop vibration. If you had it all rigid, you can induce vibration, so you don't want that. And also, the blades can be quite loose for hovering stability. So yeah, I think of any other is Chinese RVE, same kind of thing. They've got a pivot that is done with a ball and a couple of shells either side to hold it in place. But again, it's a 3-point CCPM, i.e. 3-point servo system. This also is a belt drive tail. Also has the same as my Eagle, but it's a different variation on the same thing. Almost all models that we fly in F3C use belt drive. Because a rotating shaft, which is the other option of doing it, driving a shaft to the tail, using a gearbox here, can induce the old rotation and direction and thrust. So you have a situation whereby if you do a pirouette with a rotating shaft, it'll actually either lift or drop the tail, which is not what you want in F3C. You want the model to stay as flat as possible. So we use belt drives so we don't induce this effect. Yeah, so that kind of sums up what we are, what we do. Hope that was useful. Yeah, Tilbury, bring them on camera. Bring them on camera. I wonder what Tilbury means by bringing them on camera. Your pilots? Mr. Tilbury probably recognises this young pilot here. Mr. Tilbury says hi.
Why?
Yeah, we've got some old faces still here. Let's clip that around. Yeah, there's a few old faces still kicking around, and there's lots of new faces, and the hobby is still quite healthy. I think we got 16 at this event this weekend. We did have 22, but a few dropped out last minute. Yeah. Because the problem we kind of have with this hobby is it is kind of an old hobby, and we tend to only have 3 or 4 really active pilots per country competing or wanting to compete in this game. So we invented this year a Heli series to allow all those 3 and 4 pilots who are really wanting to get together and compete to compete. And we do, I think we've got 5 events this year, so this is the second one. We were in France last month, we're in Austria today, we're in Switzerland next month. Then we're going to Denmark for European Championships. Then we're going to Germany, and then the last event is going to be Netherlands. So all kind of Northern Europe, except for this one, this year. I think next year we're hoping to get down to Italy again. Yeah, this is our little hobby. So thanks for watching. If it was useful, give me a thumbs up, as they say, and I'll catch you soon. Ciao. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Welcome to Bruce TV. Not quite the show I was hoping to put on this morning, but I can't do a remote mic with Facebook. So, don't know why, it just doesn't want to work for me. And the whole idea would be for me to be talking while flying So here's a regular Bruce TV kind of. We're at the Austrian EHS series event down in St. Stefan, which is like as far down in Austria you can get. It's right down by the Slovenian border. It's a hell of a drive to get here. I think it was like 16 hours on the first day to get down to south of Munich, and then we did 4.5 hours after that the next day to get down to here. But the good news is the weather is absolutely gorgeous. It's calm, it's hot, it's sunny. There's F3C happening. We've got, well, let's go over here. We've got some mountains. Such a picturesque area. So nice. More mountains. So yeah, so this is EHS Series' second event of the year. We were in France 3-4 weeks ago. Today we're in Austria. In 3 or 4 weeks' time we're in Switzerland. So we're getting our way around Europe. This is our first round. We're coming up to the end of the first round. So we've got a Dutch competitor, Ronald, getting ready to fly. Because of the layout of this field, our pits, well, the takeoff area is very close to the pit wall. There's the pit wall. Kind of too close, but we're all professionals. We know the risk. Out flying is a Italian. That's sorry, Swiss. Delongo's Swiss, isn't he? I believe. Or is he Italian? I don't know. I'm English. I'm useless. Foreign identities. But Mr. Delongo's a really good pilot. He's top 10. I apologise for the potato-style graphics here. I know you're probably not seeing this thing flying around the sky because of the pixels. So we'll just focus here on Ronald and his rather nice Super Gracie. General rule of thumb here is that when the pilot in front of you is doing aerobatics, you're allowed to take off and trim. But then when he starts his last manoeuvre in the aerobatics, you have to land because it's an auto rotation, and with that you have to really hear that the engine is cut, which you can't do if someone's hovering. So the next person in line has to stop. The aircraft doing aerobatics has to do its auto, and then once it lands, everyone chugs through to tick-tocking their way through the schedule. Very nice. So, where in France we had a number of French and British. Who else do we have in France? We didn't have any Dutch. We've got Dutch here. We've got a lot of Italians here. We had a lot of French in the French one. Here's a couple of examples of a French person.
Hello.
Bonjour. Say hello to the world.
Hello, Facebook.
Hi, Arno.
Where is Brian?
Brian.
Brian
Brian is in the doghouse because Brian did a very stupid thing in his hovering. This is Arno's father, Jean-Louis. There's a handout. How you doing, man? He's a good guy. In fact, they're all good guys. I can't think of one person really in this hobby who's not good. And you know, fathers follow sons. So it's a nice club. It's the MFC Jeantal St. Stefan Club. Very nice of them to host us this weekend. There's my two girls, all nice and shiny. There's a lot of money here. So, sole German entrance. This is Frida flying a lovely pink helicopter. We call it Pinky, for obvious reasons. And yet another father. Say hi to the world.
And he's watching Bruce TV.
You're watching Bruce TV. Let's see if we can do Bruce TV on Bruce TV.
Yes.
Let's see if we can do. Go get Mr. DeLongo is Italian? Is Mr. DeLongo Italian?
Yeah.
He's Italian.
Not Smith.
Mr. DeLongo. So the sensible people come over here, where we have rather nice teas and coffees and cakes and stuff. So your role here is doing the story. Say hi to the world. You're on Bruce TV.
Oh.
This is Elisa. It's the wife of...
Please
Oh,
smile. No.
say hi.
Not very good.
Your name?
Gerhard.
Gerhard. How do you do? This is Bruce from Bruce TV. So these are all the club members helping run our
This is
event.
Franz for cooking.
France? Hi, France. Say hi to the world.
The chef from Cook.
Oh,
Yeah.
good. Here's the cake, mate.
Yes.
Right. So over here we have our little undercover bit. Really nice system of power. So that they've got 24 volt rail, 12 volt rail. It's just copper tubing. Everyone can plug into it. It's kind of nice. Unfortunately, we don't have any connectors. We have to use a generator. What else can we show you? Interesting bulb. So we have 3C. We have 3 rounds for the first. So that's our first round. It basically gives you the order of people. So friend Ian was first. I came fifth. Volker with the pink helicopter. Frida with the pink helicopter is flying last in this round. And then on the next round starts at 1 o'clock. I'm flying last, which is going to be like God knows 5:30 tonight. Out in the sunshine, we got the Jujis. Say hi to the world, Ian.
Hi.
What are you doing?
Just watching Ronald do his first hovering manoeuvres.
It's strangely gusty up here. I mean, the ground wind is kind of nothing. And as soon as you climb 10 feet, there's quite a bit of turbulence. I guess those trees up there, the wind coming from that direction. So I'm guessing those trees are causing atmospheric disturbances. Anyway, so I'll kind of leave it here, I think. There's not much else to talk about. And from the last Bruce TV, it's obvious that trying to see helicopters doing aerobatics is almost a waste of time. So let's see Frida do his hovering setup. Well, it's Camp UK. This is where we set up our stuff, most of our stuff. Ian's merch shop. Pirouette. So yeah, in the first round, for some reason, I don't know why, I put a pirouette into one of the hovering manoeuvres, and there shouldn't be one, so I got a 0. Dumb schmuck. Because the blades are quite loose in the rotor head grips, to aid stability in the hover, we tend to sort of hand wind the initial rotation into the blades, just to stop the blades from flying backwards when the motor kicks in, and potentially damaging the fuselage. Bringing them on camera. Andy Kessler saying something. They just noticed that there's comments appearing. bring them on camera. Andy, what do you mean bring them on camera? No pirouettes, yeah. It's always a good start, not to pirouette. Good luck, friend.
Thanks.
Enjoy it. Let's see what Ronald's up to. Maybe I can get a... Okay, he's doing second last manoeuvre. No, he's not. He's doing a UX. So after the UX is going to be 2 loops. 2 loops sound easy. 2 loops are actually very hard to try and do them in the right size, the right bit of space, because they have to kind of intersect. This bit here on the vertical has to be on the centre line. And hey, we've still got a problem. Uh-oh. That's rare. Wonder what that was about. Say hi to the world.
Hi.
You are?
My name is Herman.
And you do what here?
You're the chief.
You're the chief.
Yes. I take care that everything.
You bring the ice cream. Okay.
It's a chief, but boys.
Where's your wife?
My wife.
She's the chief.
She's the bastard chief.
Yeah. So all these manoeuvres are timed. We have a limited amount of time per flight, and if you go outside that window of time, your round is finished. So here's Frida, moving out to the flight line. Now, there's 2 ways of doing this. You can kind of fly out like Frida is, or you can just carry it, take it out to the circle in the centre of the flight line, and then you can do a little test hover off that before you start. All these machines are electric. When your batteries get old, sometimes it's nice to not waste energy by flying it out to the patch, because weight is a disadvantage in this game. Using the smallest batteries you can go away with can give you an advantage. Okay, so first manoeuvre is what they call a pie. You take off to 2.5 meters and you stop. You then climb backwards with a half pirouette, climbing up to 7 meters over a flag, which you can just about see fluttering over there. And you use the width of the course is 10 meters. So you use that as the judge on what 7 meters is. You now fly a half circle while doing a full pirouette. So he's going down to the quarter point, which is back down to 2 meters. And then he has to carry on pirouetting and then climb around and back up to the flag, which is over there. Left of that judge. Back up to 7 meters. Now he flies diagonally down back to the hovering point while doing another half pirouette. Cool. And the wind is picking up and it's quite blustery. And then he lands. Complete. Everything has to be constant speed, rotation, of height control, etc. Next manoeuvre is, I don't know what this thing is called, twin tail or something. So the model takes off. This is kind of complex. It goes to 4.5 meters, which again you have to judge yourself. It goes from 4.5 meters in the center down to 2 meters from the, in this case, right-hand flag. The model has to basically fly backwards down to 2 meters. It's now going to fly diagonally upwards at a 45-degree angle up to the 4.5 meter point, moving forwards 2.5 meters. So it's 2.5 meters up, 2.5 meters forward. And then it goes backwards 2.5 meters, still climbing 2.5 meters. So you're now at the 7 meter point. From here, you fly down to your 4.5 meter point over the center circle, and then down to 2 meters over the left flag. So you basically cross the whole course. And he's now going to do that little fishtail thing again. So he's going to fly back 2.5 meters, up 2.5 meters, and without pausing, you then have to change direction and go forward 2.5 meters and up 2.5 meters, back up to 7 meters. So you've now got to mirror what you've just done on the other side. Then backwards to the 4.5 meter point. Now it's easy for the judges because they can kind of hold things in the air and work out where your stops are. But as a pilot, obviously you're having to calculate it on the fly. That looked quite smart from here. Hey, so that's the end of the hovering. And off Frida goes the aerobatics. I don't think it's really worth trying to capture that because it just doesn't come across, especially in portrait mode. Unless you're looking on a like a PC monitor, all you can do is see a dot. So I think we'll call it there for now. I'll probably do this again this afternoon and pick up some other pilots. Okay, I'll see you then. Have a good day, or morning, or evening, wherever you happen to be. Shall we? Okay, I'm back again. Popular request. Everyone's saying they want more flying videos. So I'll leave this running for a bit. If you don't want to see flying videos, turn off now. And he's gone. Okay, for those just tuning in, a lot of people have said they want to see some flying videos. All I have is a camera, is a mobile phone, and obviously I get the pixel in the aerobatics, so I do apologise for these potato graphics. So what I'm going to do is just do people in the start box, get some close-ups of people hovering, and maybe the odd auto or two. It's quite gusty up there. It's quite calm down here on the ground, but 10 metres up it's quite blowy and blustery. All these trees are causing no end of turbulence. Sorry for the whooshy round parametrics, but right, Ian Emery, UK, up next.
Go on. Bing! Should I? Now? Schaust du, dass er rot blickt? Ja, aber du schaust du, dass das soll jetzt auch rote raus, so mit der Dame oder was? Das ist so die Linie, aber du bist halt, du bist eh dort und länger ausprobieren und wieder auslösen. Ist negativ und dann lass die Mauer erst sehr gut fix wieder. Ja, deswegen ist es so, dass das stehen bleibt, weil er wieder runterkommt. Einfach doch einfach rote aus, friedlich auf und dann einfach für die alles so klein, wenn die Gruppe gibt, dann sieht es schwer. Keine Übung. Ja, das ist keine Übung. Das ist das kurze Modell ist so. Ja, ist aber nicht der. Da ist er nicht.
Okay, with that, I'm going to have to leave you. I've got to get ready for my round, which is in 2 people's time. So, catch you soon. Welcome back to Bruce TV. What a fun day we've had so far. I've not done any videoing because it's been a hectic morning. Sunday morning, EHS Austria, the final. This is the second round of the finals, the last round. I've flown, the boys are starting to pack up. But we have Arno Poye, who's got a chance to win this, about to fly. So I thought it'd be worth videoing this one, and then we can all see how you're supposed to do it. Weather is mostly right to left, as opposed to yesterday, which was left to right. Gusty at times. Sun's hidden behind cloud, which is good. Here's Arno's beautiful quest. I really hate to think what this thing's worth. Could ask Arno, but he's a bit busy. Enjoy. Just walk down towards the judge a bit, so we're not too far behind when he flies out. The guy in front of him is about to do a square auto. He's way up there. I can hardly see him. So he's doing a flip, then cutting his engine. Then he has to fly a straight segment, turn 90 degrees, straight towards us. That's crosswind. Then turn 90 degrees and try and land in the centre circle. And all this is without an engine. All this is just like a windmill. Beautiful. It's Remy is a French pilot, airline pilot as well, for occupation. We have all sorts of people in these competitions. Road sweepers to kings. Arno runs his own business in France. He has his own flying field at the back of his unit, so he can practice every day, which is really annoying. Oh, sorry, I'm having to mess with my hat and glasses and stuff. I was never trained as a videographer, so that's my excuse. Plus this is a phone and the screen's dark, I can't hardly see what's going on. Where's he gone? Oh, there he is. And also apologies for being portrait, not landscape. Facebook kind of stopped landscape videos for some reason. So this is the second round of 2 rounds today of what we call the F schedule, which is a fly-off schedule. It's basically designed for the top 10 pilots of the competition to compete at a higher level to try and work out who's the best. So these manoeuvres are a lot more, let's just say, complex. Lots of inverted sections, lots of loops and rolls and stops and stalls and tail turns. And even the hovering's a pain. So yeah, so it's 1 manoeuvre less than the P schedule, which we were flying yesterday. We have 2 hovering manoeuvres, followed by 6 or 7 aerobatic manoeuvres. I've just flown it, but I can't remember how many we have. find a place where I can see both flags. I'll sit on the floor and it's quite awkward. Right, so the first manoeuvre, he will lift 2 meters. He will then turn towards himself, prescribing an arc up to 7 meters over one of the flags. I think it's the left flag, one behind him. I know it's the left flag, because he has to go backwards after the 2 meter lift. So there's 2 meters. And goes backwards over that flag. Where's the flag? Flag. Climbs while pirouetting. Stops. He now has to do a nose-in half semicircle to the centre circle at 7 meters. So he comes down, nose in, over, and then climb back up until he's 7 meters above the centre circle. He then has to do the same again, to nose in, carry on going right, as he's pointing the other direction over the right flag. So it's like a W at the top of this half loop, semicircle. You get the idea. Where is he gone? There he is. So he now prescribes back down to the centre of the circle with a pirouette. And up. Then it's a straight descent down into a 1 meter circle, painted on the ground. Right, laid 8. This is interesting. With a climb to 4.5 meters while performing a pirouette. And now he's going to fly backwards and down and do a 2.5 meter radius circle. So he comes down, goes to the left, he's at 90 degrees, he's going across. So that flag goes up 2.5 meters, now goes over the top, backwards, turning, so he's now coming around the nose in. Oops, sorry. That's one circle. Now he does the same the other side, but changing direction. And then he has to do a complete pirouette, descending to 4.5 meters. Right, that's the boring bit done. Now comes the fun time. Aerobatics. First manoeuvre is a stall turn with a spot turn or a tail turn, so half turn on the way up, half after the stall. So you're coming now backwards, down from the stall, and then a push flip on the way down, and then pull out. So here we go. Fold up the vertical. Do a half pirouette at the stall, another half pirouette. Now push forward, get the nose down. Beautiful. And away. Okay, so that's the warm-up manoeuvre. That gets your juices flowing. What we now have is basically an inverted Cuban 8. So you enter inverted. So you have to do a half roll in the centre. You go now. It's going back. Now does an outside loop all the way over the top. Dives. Does a half roll at the centre section. So he's now inverted again. Another loop outside. Now has to come down again, do another half roll, centre section, pull out inverted, and then do a half roll to complete. Really nice. Following that is a inverted triangle. So you have to enter it inverted and then form an inverted triangle with a roll on top. Here we go, inverted. Up over the top of the triangle, roll. Now you've got push over to inverted the other side of the triangle. push under, and then half roll. Next manoeuvre, 3 rolls, where the second roll is the opposite direction to the first and third. So it could be roll to the left, roll to the right, roll to the left, or it could be roll to the left, roll to the right, roll to the left. Go. First roll to the right, second roll to the left, third roll to the right. The inverted section of the middle roll has to be through the centre line. Second to last manoeuvre is a manoeuvre that's like the P schedule inverted umbrella, but this has half rolls in it. So you come along, you go vertical centre line, you then stall, do a half roll, pull backwards to a stall which is lower than the middle stall, form a big half loop or a semicircle up this side. Now a small semicircle back up to the centre line, which must now stall higher than the outside ones. So he has to perform a half roll on the way down, and then a pull out. Last manoeuvre is basically an auto rotation. But it enters on a backflip, and it's a square auto. So you have 3 sides of a square on the way down. Here he goes, ready for the backflip. Here she is. Cut the throttle. Descend straight. Do a turn. Descend straight towards us. Do a turn. And then aim for the centre circle. Beautiful. So that's F schedule. We have a nice range of judges this weekend. We've got Johan here from Austria. We've got Stefan, who's the FAI delegate. He's from Germany. We've got Andre. He's from Italy. Who we got down there? Don't recognise. Oh, that Oscar. Oscar from Italy. And then at the end is Dennis from Austria. I thought you could be very good this weekend. Old man legs. Well done, Arno. Beautiful. How was it for you? Finish. Finish. It's the end. Excellent flight.
Thank you.
And Jean-Louis, excellent calling, man.
Yes.
Really
The
good.
best caller of the world.
So that ends Bruce TV. Bruce TV. My lips are not working. That ends Bruce TV for EHS Austria. Oh, thank you. The next event is going to be Switzerland. It's in 3 or 4 weeks' time. I can't remember. So another long haul run. Team Germany. There's the event organiser. Ian, how was it for you?
Yeah, good. Weather was kind today again, I think.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're pretty good. Nice, they changed direction as well.
Yeah,
Makes it
absolutely.
interesting.
Yeah.
Right, signing off. Goodbye from EHS Austria. Oh, it's from my glass.
So I think we're pretty much good to go, I think, aren't we?
We've restacked it in a reverse order.
Better.
Yeah.
Hey,
Make it easy for Steve to get out.
From my point of view, I know what I've got. There's an overnight bag, backpack, battery bag, chair, transmitter case, jacket, and that's it. And that's all, it's there, isn't it? So it should be quite straightforward to what's it called?